El Dorado ground. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra. Ready for pushback with information hotel. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra. Pushback approved. Pushback approved. Tail to the south. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra. UPS 527 Victor Alpha. Give way to aircraft on your right. 6 Yankee Alpha November Charlie. Pushback approved. Tail to the east. Give way to aircraft. UPS 527 Victor Alpha.
Pushback approved. Tail to the east. 6 Yankee Alpha November Charlie.
El Dorado ground. All Nippon 210 Heavy. Ready for pushback with information hotel.
Si se presenta una pérdida de presión en la cabina, las máscaras de oxígeno caerán automáticamente.
Air Canada 095 Heavy. Request frequency change. All Nippon 210 Heavy. Pushback approved. Tail to the east. Pushback approved. Tail to the east. All Nippon 210 Heavy. Thank you. Good day. United 445. Thank you. Good day. Delta 1967.
Hasta que la tripulación lo indique. El chaleco salvavidas está localizado debajo o a un lado del asiento. Para utilizarlo, pase su cabeza por la abertura. Asegúrelo pasando la
UPS 527 Victor Alpha. Give way to aircraft on your right. Give way to aircraft. UPS 527 Victor Alpha. Air Canada 095 Heavy. Contact El Dorado Tower on 118.1. Contacting El Dorado Tower on 118.1. Air Canada 095 Heavy.
Se activará al contacto con el agua. Este avión cuenta con 8 salidas de emergencia, cada una de ellas con tobogán balsa para evacuación en tierra y agua. En caso de evacuación, bandas luminosas a lo largo del pasillo o luces debajo de los asientos le guiarán hacia la salida más cercana. Identifíquela. Esta puede estar incluso detrás de usted. Frente a su silla encontrará una tarjeta con información de seguridad. Le recomendamos leerla antes del despegue. Verifique que su cinturón de seguridad esté abrochado, el respaldo de su asiento en posición vertical, la mesa individual asegurada y que el equipaje de mano, portavasos y control remoto estén guardados y asegurados. Asimismo, le recordamos que está prohibido fumar, incluso cigarrillos electrónicos, y que desactivar los detectores de humo en los baños es prohibido por ley. Gracias y disfrute el vuelo.
Your safety is very important to us. We invite you to watch the following safety video. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle and adjust it by pulling the strap. To unfasten it, lift the plate on top of the buckle. In case of a loss of air pressure, oxygen masks
El Dorado ground. All Nippon 210 Heavy. Ready to taxi with information hotel.
To get the mask. Cover your nose and
Flight
mouth.
spoilers extended. Flaps 2.
El
Spoilers
Dorado
retracted.
ground. 6 Yankee Alpha November Charlie. Ready to taxi to runway 14 left with information
If you are
hotel.
traveling with kids or anyone who needs assistance, put your mask on first before helping them. Do not remove the mask until instructed by a crew member. A life vest is located under or beside your seat. To use
El
it,
Dorado
put it over your
ground.
head.
Mike India Lima Echo Sierra. Ready to taxi with information hotel.
And adjust it. Do not inflate the life vest while in the cabin.
El Dorado ground, Turkish 083, request taxi to parking.
Pulling on the red tabs or blowing into the red tubes. A light will turn on automatically upon contact with water. This aircraft has 8 emergency exits.
Mike India Lima Echo Sierra. Taxiing to runway 14 left. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra.
In case of evacuation, lighting strips on the floor will guide you to the exits. Please locate your nearest exit. It may be behind you.
All Nippon 210 Heavy. Taxi to runway 14 left. Contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 14 left. All Nippon 210 Heavy. 6 Yankee Alpha November Charlie. Taxi to runway 14 left. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 14 left. 6 Yankee Alpha November Charlie.
Turkish 083. Taxi to parking. At your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Turkish 083. Thank you, good day, Beeline 123 Super.
Carrying with smoke detectors is prohibited by law. Thank you and enjoy your flight.
El Dorado ground, Victor India Charlie 08, request taxi to parking.
Victor India Charlie 08, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
El Dorado ground, Avianca 196, request taxi to parking.
Avianca 196, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Avianca 196. El Dorado ground, Tahiti Airlines 12 heavy, request taxi.
Thank you, good day, Mike India Lima Echo Sierra. Malaysian 001 Charlie Romeo, wind calm, number 2, runway 14 right, cleared to land. Number 2, cleared to land, runway 14 right, Malaysian 001 Charlie Romeo. Thai 007, enter straight in runway 14 left. United 445, request frequency change. Enter straight in runway 14 left, Thai 007. Air Canada 095 heavy, frequency change approved, good day. United 445, frequency change approved, good day. Frequency change approved Air Canada 095 heavy, good day. UPS 527 Victor Alpha, wind calm, runway 14 left, cleared for takeoff. Frequency change approved United 445, good day. Delta 1967, line up and wait runway 14 left. Cleared for takeoff, runway 14 left, UPS 527 Victor Alpha. Line up and wait runway 14 left, Delta 1967. Avianca 7 heavy, wind calm, number 3, runway 14 right, cleared to land.
Number 3, cleared to land, runway 14 right, Avianca 7 heavy.
Thai 007, wind calm, number 1, runway 14 left, cleared to land. Number 1, cleared to land, runway 14 left, Thai 007.
El Dorado Tower, Avianca 249, inbound on the ILS runway 14 right.
Delta 1967, wind calm, runway 14 left, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 14 left, Delta 1967. Thai 007, please check assigned runway.
United 206, request permission to cross runway 14 left.
UPS 527 Victor Alpha. Frequency change approved. Good day. Frequency change approved UPS 527 Victor Alpha. Good day.
Emirates 354, request frequency change.
Avianca 249. Wind calm. Number 3. Runway 14 right. Cleared to land.
Number 3, clear to land, runway 14 right, Avianca 249.
Emirates 354. Contact El Dorado ground on 121.8.
Contacting El Dorado ground on 121.8, Emirates 354.
Delta 1967. Frequency change approved. Good day. Frequency change approved Delta 1967. Good day. El Dorado Tower, all Nippon 210 heavy, ready for departure at runway 14 left, departing north. All Nippon 210 heavy, hold short of runway 14 left. Holding short runway 14 left, all Nippon 210 heavy. Thai 007, exit runway when able and contact ground. Please expedite. United 206, wind calm, runway 14 left, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 14.
Mike India Lima Echo Sierra, disregard last message. United 206, wind calm, runway 14 left, cleared for takeoff. Wilco, Thai 007.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 14 left, United.
El Dorado Tower, Mike India Lima Echo Sierra, ready for departure at runway 14 left, departing south. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra, holding short runway 14 left, Mike India Lima Echo Sierra. Malaysian 001 Charlie Romeo, contact El Dorado ground on 121.8. Contacting El Dorado ground on 121.8, Malaysian 001 Charlie Romeo. All Nippon 210 heavy, line up and wait runway 14 left. Line up and wait runway 14 left, all Nippon 210 heavy. Avianca 7 heavy, when able turn left and contact ground. Please expedite, traffic on final.
Wilco, Avianca 7 heavy.
All Nippon 210 heavy, wind calm, runway 14 left, cleared for takeoff.
El Dorado Tower, Copa 243, inbound on the ILS runway 14 right. El Dorado Tower, World 3 Echo Zulu heavy, inbound on the ILS runway 14 right.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 14 left, all Nippon 210 heavy. United 206, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved United 206, good day.
Avianca 249, exit runway when able and contact ground. Please expedite, traffic on final.
Wilco, Avianca 249. El Dorado Tower, Jet Airways 184 heavy at 25 nautical miles to the northwest of 13,000 feet, inbound for landing with information hotel, requesting runway 14 left.
World 3 Echo Zulu heavy, wind calm, number 1, runway 14 right, cleared to land. Over 243, wind calm. Number 2, runway 14 right, cleared to land.
Number 1, cleared to land, runway 14 right, World 3 Echo Zulu Heavy. Number 2, cleared to land, runway 14 right, Copa 243.
Jet Airways 184 Heavy, enter straight in runway 14 left.
Enter straight in runway 14 left, Jet Airways 184 Heavy. El Dorado Tower, Avianca 218, inbound on the ILS runway 14 right. El Dorado Tower, Copa 243 is 39 nautical miles to the north at 17,000 feet, inbound for landing. El Dorado Tower, China Southern 818, inbound on the ILS runway 14 right with information hotel.
El Dorado Tower, Gol 1402, ready for departure in sequence at runway 14 left, remaining in the pattern.
El Dorado Tower, Avianca 198 India November, inbound on the ILS runway 14 right. El Dorado Tower, Avianca 66 is 39 nautical miles to the northwest at 11,000 feet, inbound for landing with information hotel, requesting runway 14 right.
Stand by, Mike India Lima Echo Sierra. All Nippon 210 Heavy, request frequency change.
El Dorado Tower, Avianca 218, inbound on the ILS runway 14 right.
All Nippon 210 Heavy, continue inbound.
Avianca 198 India November, requesting change to runway 14 left.
Attention all aircraft. Please stand by. Controller changes in progress.
El Dorado ground. El Dorado international traffic, Jet Airways 184 Heavy is on final, runway 14 left. El Dorado international traffic.
El Dorado ground.
November 110 Oscar Alpha, follow aircraft ahead. El Dorado Tower, Mike India Lima Echo Sierra, ready for departure at runway 14 left, departing south. All Nippon 210 Heavy, request frequency change.
Mike India Lima Echo Sierra, hold short at runway 14.
Holding short runway 14 left, Mike India Lima Echo Sierra.
Copa 243, when able turn left and contact ground, please expedite, traffic on final. Jet Airways 184 Heavy, you're in an active airspace, please contact El Dorado Tower on 118.1. Wilco, Copa 243. El Dorado Tower, China Southern 818, inbound on the ILS runway 14 right with information hotel. China Southern 818, enter straight in runway 14 right. Jet Airways 184 heavy, wind 170 at 3, number 1, runway 14 left, cleared to land. El Dorado Tower, Avianca 218, inbound on the ILS runway 14 right. Enter straight in runway 14 right, China Southern 818. Number 1, cleared to land, runway 14 left, Jet Airways 184 heavy. El Dorado Tower, Copa 243 is 22 nautical miles to the northwest at 13,900 feet, inbound for landing. El Dorado Tower, Avianca 198 India November, inbound on the ILS runway 14 left. Number 1, cleared to land, runway 14 right, China Southern 818. El Dorado Tower, United 108 India November, inbound on the ILS runway 14 right. El Dorado Tower, Avianca 66, inbound on the ILS runway 14 right with information hotel. Avianca 218, enter straight in runway 14 right, number 2, traffic to follow is on final. El Dorado Tower, Copa 243, inbound on the ILS runway 14 left. Enter straight in, runway 14 right, behind the traffic on final, Avianca 218. Avianca 66, Mike India Lima Echo Sierra, wind 170 at 3.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 14 left. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra.
Jet Airways 184 heavy, when able turn right and contact ground, please expedite, traffic on final. Wilco, Jet Airways 184 heavy. El Dorado Tower, KLM 905 heavy is 38 nautical miles to the northwest at 17,800 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 14 right. Avianca 218, maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final. Avianca 66, maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final. United 108 India November, requesting change to runway 14 left. Maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final, Avianca 66. Maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final, Avianca 218. Avianca 198 India November, maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final. Avianca 198 India November, wind 170 at 3, number 1, runway 14 left, cleared to land. Avianca 218, wind 170 at 3, number 2, runway 14 right, cleared to land. United 108 India November, disregard last message. Number 2, cleared to land, runway 14 right, Avianca 218. United 108 India November, enter straight in runway 14 right, number 4, traffic to follow is on final. Copa 243, enter straight in runway 14 right, number 6, traffic to follow is on final. Enter straight in, runway 14 right, behind the traffic on final, Copa 243. El Dorado Tower, Delta Papa Papa Tango Sierra, inbound on the ILS runway 14 left. Copa 243, number 5, traffic to follow is on final. United 108 India November, maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final. Number 5, behind the traffic on final, Copa 243.
Gear up.
Copa 243, maintain 160 knots until 4 mile final. El Dorado Tower, 6 Yankee Alpha November Charlie, ready for departure at runway 14 left, departing north. Maintain 160 knots until 4 mile final, Copa 243. Copa 243, wind 170 at 3, number 4, runway 14 right, cleared to land. Number 4, cleared to land, runway 14 right, Copa 243. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra, frequency change approved, good day.
Thank you.
Gray Tower on 118.35.
Gear down.
Maris Alpha Gray Tower, Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super, inbound on the ILS runway 36 with information Charlie. Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super, enter left downwind runway 36, number 3, traffic to follow is on final. Enter left downwind, runway 36, behind the traffic on final, Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super. Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super, wind 090 number 3, runway
Flaps
36,
3.
cleared to land. Number 3, cleared to land, runway 36, Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super.
Flaps full.
Too high. Too high.
One thousand. 1,000.
Too high. Too high.
Paris
Too
South
high,
Broadway Tower,
too
Avianca
high.
454 is 35 nautical miles to the north of
500,
17,000 feet,
400.
inbound for landing with
Approaching
information
minimums.
Charlie. Avianca 454, continue inbound. Continuing
Minimums.
inbound,
300.
Avianca 454.
200. 100. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard.
Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super,
Landing
maintain
spoilers
180 knots
extended.
until 6 miles final. Maintain 180 knots until 6 miles final, Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra, when able turn left and contact ground.
Spoilers retracted.
Water, Mike India Lima Echo Sierra.
Seated with your seatbelt fastened until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign has been switched off. Before leaving the aircraft, please ensure that you have all your personal belongings with you.
Thank you. Good day. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra. Mariscal Sucre ground. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra. Request taxi to gate 13 at the terminal.
Mike India Lima Echo Sierra, taxi to...
Taxi to parking. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra.
Flaps up.
Mike India Lima Echo Sierra, give way to air.
Give way to aircraft. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra.
Mariscal Suka ground, Matrix 187, request taxi to parking. Matrix 187, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Taxi to parking, Matrix 187. Matrix 187, continue taxi. Continue taxi, Matrix 187. Mariscal Sucre ground, Latin Columbia 311 heavy, ready for pushback. Latin Columbia 311 heavy, hold position. Hold in position, Latin Columbia 311 heavy. Latin Columbia 311 heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north, expect runway 36. Pushback approved, tail to the north, runway 36, Latin Columbia 311 heavy.
Thank you. Good day. Mike India Lima Echo Sierra.